Alright, this video is for FRQ number 11. This is the one that looks like this. So we're going to be doing parts B, C, and D, the calculate parts. Alright, so part B says calculate the volume of water in cubic meters that runs off the shops at Fremont parking lot after a 5 centimeter rainfall event. Assume that all the water that falls on the parking lot runs off. Alright, so they tell us that the parking lot is 10 meters long by 100 meters wide, so that will give us surface area if we multiply those two things together. And then they told us that 5 centimeters of rain fell, so we've got to convert 5 centimeters to meters so we can multiply it by this. So I set up dimensional analysis. There's 100 centimeters in 1 meter, so that's going to give me 0.05 meters. Alright, so when I multiply 20,000 square meters by 0.05 meters, I get 1,000 cubic meters, or 1 times 10 to the third cubic meters. Okay, let's look at part C. Calculate the volume of stormwater runoff in cubic meters generated in all of Fremont by the 5 centimeter rainfall event. Assume that only the impervious surfaces generate runoff. Alright, so they tell us that Fremont has an area of 10 kilometers squared. So first thing I got to do is turn that into meters because I know how many meters of Fremont are paved areas. Okay, so the first thing I've got to do is I've got to convert that 10 kilometers squared into meters. And remember, when you've got an area like this, you have to apply your dimensional analysis twice. So 1,000 meters in a kilometer gets rid of the square, and then 1,000 meters in a kilometer again gets rid of my second kilometer. And when I multiply those together, I will get meters squared for my unit, which I'm converting area, so that makes sense. Alright, so I get 10 million meters squared, or 1 times 10 to the 7th meters squared. And I am going to multiply that by my 0.05 meters, because again they said it was that 5 centimeter rainfall event. And then it also says on there that impervious surfaces cover 20% of Fremont's area. So 0.05 meters times 10 million meters squared gives me my volume, but only 20% of the surfaces in Fremont are paved. So that means when I multiply all of that together, I get 100,000 cubic meters, or 1 times 10 to the 5th cubic meters. Alright, last part, D, says assume that all the runoff that you calculated in part C is captured by the storm sewers in 1 day. Calculate the volume of untreated water that bypasses the plant as a result of the storm. Alright, note that the plant still receives 5,000 cubic meters of domestic sewage per day. And they told us up here that they have the capacity to treat 10,000 cubic meters of sewage and storm water per day. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much water total is going to need to be treated. So I got 100,000 cubic meters from part C, plus the 5,000 it says that is received for the day, minus how much the plant can process, which is 10,000 cubic meters in a day. So that means 95,000 cubic meters of stormwater are going to be left untreated as runoff.